Hey everyone, Dr. Frunkey here with a fun unboxing video. If you follow my channel, you'll know that recently I picked up this really nice Kizer Lancer 2. I'm still carrying this knife to try to get a final sort of idea before I make my final review and final diagnosis video. It is a really nice little knife here, full titanium frame lock flipper with the recurve blade. Now, the reason that I have this out here is that this knife, let's see if I can get it in focus here, was designed by two gentlemen, Ray Laconico and Michael Vagnino. They formed LV Knives, which you can see on the spine of the blade here. And that's a production company that made some mid-tech versions of a custom knife that they sort of collaborated on together. Now, a lot of people know about Ray Laconico. He's had a lot of knives, especially through Kaiser. But I think that Michael Vagnino maybe doesn't get the same kind of attention. And so looking further kind of into his collection or production of knives and different knives that he's made, you know, I came across some interesting customs. He does some really elaborate custom knives with a lot of engraving and very sort of plain and yet intricate designs. I don't really know how to describe them. And you know, a lot of them are way out of my price range, a lot like some of these customs were. But one of them recently caught my eye, and I've got it here tonight, and that is the Kizer Velox 2. Now, this is based off of, this is a pure Michael Vagnino design here, and he makes a full custom version of this called the Vlocks. And then there is another, he contracted with Kaiser to make some production versions of this. Now, I want you to notice the packaging that this comes in. So there is some varying levels of Kaiser knives. This titanium frame lock flipper, if you'll recall from that unboxing, came in this sort of really high quality box right here with some with like a microfiber cloth and other things. So this comes from the Vanguard series. The Vanguard series is sort of Kaiser's affordable production knife line. This knife came in at around $88. Really nice little knife here. I was attracted to the overall design, and I saw a video done by Frunkey and Bert over at Birdshot, and I thought it was a neat little knife, so I just picked it up. It's kind of nice on the back. It kind of gives us a nice rundown of what's going on. It's got a tip-up left and right-hand carry. It's a 4.3-inch knife with a G10 and steel liners. It's got a VG10 blade that goes about 58 to 60 Rockwell. So, you know, a nice hardness. It's going to be easier to sharpen at that hardness right there. It's a flipper opening on ball bearings with a liner lock, satin finish blade at 3.37 inches in length, which is going to be very similar to the Lancer 2 over here. So immediately I'm noticing in just unboxing it that Kaiser does actually include another microfiber cloth with this knife. And so you can never have enough of these guys. I really enjoy having them. They're really sweet. Let's go ahead and get all this packaging out of the way. You can tell it's got a little bit more of the, you know, the value packaging going on, but you know, at $88 you're getting a pretty nice knife here. I'm not really sure of a lot of other VG10 knives that come in at around that price. Yeah, I know that some Spydercos do come there, so this will be some direct competition with some of those Spydercos. But just like those are probably made in China, you know, and so this one is also made in China. Let's go ahead and see how it opens. Obviously I picked the green one because, you know, Dr. Frunkey does enjoy his green knives. You know, I'll bring out my Curtis F3 just for a comparison here. Very similar in overall size and, you know, somewhat similar in appearance. That's what really attracted me to this knife. It kind of reminded me of my Curtis. Now, something else that's really intriguing about this knife here is the flipper tab. It is a flipper only opening, and it is a very small flipper tab, and I was curious to see if it was going to work well being as small as it is. So here we go. Let's just give it a try. Fresh out of the box, and it opens completely. That's a pretty nice little action there. So we've got our knife deployed here. Let's go ahead and wipe it off with one of my older cloths here. Of course, all of these Kaisers come with these Made in China stickers. To be honest, guys, Kaiser, I want to just say you shouldn't. I don't want you to put these things on there. We all know it's made in China. This sort of makes it hearken to the days and the sort of the cheaply made sort of Chinese stuff, and by putting that sort of made in China sticker on there. Maybe it's a point of pride for y'all, but to be perfectly honest, I think that could have been done better. You know, made with pride in China, you know, something like that, rather than sort of the cheap sticker. And of course, it leaves a little sticky residue on there. I think that could be executed a little bit better than that. I'm still struggling with that. In any case, let's take a look at the knife. So we've got a green and black G10 handle. Let's see if we can get any of the variation here, if I can get it to focus there. It looks like it's mostly black with sort of a green sort of surface. It's not an alternating green and black. Some other knives that I have, say for instance this Hinderer, has a flat dark earth alternating with black. This one is just a straight black and then a straight green. It is on both sides. It's got a nice texture to it, sort of a classic G10 texturing to it. These little ridges here do provide a little bit of extra traction. I think if you're going to be using a knife sort of with gloves or in sort of greasy situations, this might be a pretty good knife with all the grip that it has. What it does not have a lot of is a forward finger sort of guard here, so this is definitely going to fall more into a more of a gentleman's EDC type knife rather than a full-on tactical knife. It's a nice length. It's got a, just like kind of this other knife here, the Lancer, it's got a bit of a gentle recurve. I do apologize for the lighting here, sort of an awkward time of the day or the evening, and it's sort of difficult to capture what I want to capture on the screen here, but I wanted to get this video out there. Let's take a look at the lockup here. Pretty solid there. The whole liner comes in contact with the blade there. There is no lock stick whatsoever. Just like on the LV knives there, you can see that Vagnino has written his name on there. I guess that's going to be his style. Again, flipping out pretty nicely there. I just noticed here when I was looking that these liners are pretty heavily milled. At least this one liner is, so that's going to save some weight. It's an open pillar construction. It's got a couple of nice standoffs back here. All of this is going to be stainless steel. None of this is going to be titanium. It is a nice smooth action. It's amazing that this is riding on ball bearings. It's not going to be quite as fast of a flipper as this Lancer. This Lancer with the bigger flipper tab really allows you to get a nice solid push on that. But, you know, the action on this is there. It's going to open every single time, and it is enough flipper to really get it out there. And I'm noticing now the aesthetics of how the flipper tab fits perfectly flush with that frame. So that's really nice. You know, VG10 steel, I haven't had a whole lot of experience with it from what I understand. It's a pretty good steel. It will take an edge. I'm going to pull out a piece of paper here from a magazine that I have and see if I can check the initial sharpness. That's pretty good actually, straight from the box, you know. Well, okay, this is my cutting technique, not the knife itself. So there we go, pretty darn sharp straight out of the box. Now I will say that this Lancer 2 did come with a little bit of extra sharpness. You're seeing that I have a Game Informer here, so yes, I do play games. It's been a long time, but I still get this magazine. Oh man, I'm just not cutting very well. This is why I don't do this very much on camera, because this is not indicative necessarily of complete sharpness. This knife came a bit sharper from the factory, but it is a couple of classes beyond, being that it's $100 more expensive than this. So really interesting little knife here. I'm really happy to have this in my collection. It's a nice little budget option. I've been trying to explore Kaiser a little bit as a company, trying to see what they're all about. I kind of got into their middle range there. This is sort of their lower range with their Vanguard series, their more affordable EDC knives. You know, let me know what you guys think. Go over and check out the video that Frunkey and Bird did on this knife. You know, check out some of the other knives. I think that Kaiser picked up about 5 different models from Michael Vagnino. So he's actually got a few other knives in their lineup that he completely designed. Go check out some of his custom work too. It's pretty amazing. You know, he'll have, you know, maybe like a nice wood handle here and then a very elaborately done carved sort of bolster there. You know, it's really classy stuff. This is sort of taking it down to the bare bones and very functional. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Click like and subscribe. Go check out some pictures of these knives on my Instagram at Dr. Frunkey. As always, guys, Dr. Frunkey's here saying take care.